Welcome back to another installment, another episode of Elevated Talk. But this isn't a regular episode. Today we have the youngest councilman in Baton Rouge, Mr. Anthony B. Kenny Jr. We know many things about him, but I really would like to talk about the build up until he made it to councilman.
Cause through it all I'm blessed, through it all even when it all fall down I'm blessed, even through the thick and thin, handcuffs on behind them four walls I'm blessed. Everybody love you when you're on top, but the day you fall they left. If it ain't happened yet, just prepare yourself and say your heart that
I'm so glad to see how far you came in life, and now since you're gonna become one of the bosses, it's nice to see that someone's following in my footsteps. You could carry on the name and the tradition, but remember one thing, it's respect. Never cross the line, and you'll always earn a lot of cash money. Cash money, cash money.
So, I know you for a long time, bruh. I know you as playing symbols. I know you as president of, LLI, Louisiana Leadership Institute, for those that don't know. What was the process for you like becoming president of LLI?
Man, so I was a part of LLI ever since I was a young kid in middle school. So of course, I was part of Congressman Cleo Fields, the institute, the program, Louisiana Leadership Institute. My mom introduced me to the program. She wanted me to be a part of something to kind of help me develop and become a better leader as a young man, right? Public speaking, exposure and being involved. And so just being a part of that program, networking, met so many people, classmates and colleagues, develop a relationship with Congressman Cleo Fields, the founder of the Institute, and ultimately we had an election and I was elected the president of the class, Louisiana Leadership Institute. And so being president of the class, being a part of the All-Star Marching Band, LLI has helped so many young people like myself be exposed not only to leadership, travel, right? Me, you was a part of the band, so we was able to go to Battle of the Bands, trips, right?
A whole lot of stuff I would have never envisioned.
Exactly, right? Kid, you went to Baker, I went to Schuylerville, right? So us being from North Baton Rouge, programs like LLI really helped us, go beyond Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and also brought us a greater perspective on different individuals and what they may be going through.
Absolutely.
So it was pretty good.
Absolutely.
So what made you just say yeah to being a leader though? Like you could have said no. Like
Man, I would say I always just felt myself always wanting to be a voice, for people. When I was young, elementary, high school, we had student council. But I had always had other classmates and men telling me, man, I think you should run for president. You should run for president, man. You're really a leader amongst us. And, from there, I just took a leap of faith and ran for class president, student council with the Schuylerville High. I was the SGA President, the Schuylerville High class president other years. But most importantly, I saw myself really always wanted to be a voice for my classmates and really just stand out and represent my peers. And so eventually, being a leader, sometimes you don't ask about it, it just happens.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, because when I first found out you was president of LLI, the first thing I knew was, they just called on him and Brother Kobe Kelson to just, do the prayer. And they was like, nah, he's the president. Cleo Fields himself goes talk to him directly. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then, go down the line, he president over there at SGA for Schuylerville. I'm like, dang, dude involved.
Amen, yeah.
Dude involved. It's just the sheer fact that you wanted to be the voice and the mediator. Honestly, that's good because we don't have those people that actually want to do it. We talk behind the scenes, but who's actually going to talk for us?
Exactly, absolutely.
So I know that you became SGA president in college as well. That's a whole nother ball game. What made you want to do that?
Man, so obviously me and you, we started in Southern University band together. I'll give a little bit of my journey. I played cymbals and percussion in the band, loved the jukebox, loved the experience. I was a part of SJ of a much smaller scale. But to your point, I always felt like I wanted to do more, right? I wanted to do more on campus. Band was very demanding. I loved the jukebox. I loved every moment I was in the jukebox. But I knew after I did my first year, I really wanted to pivot and do more, right? So, kept a good relationship with the band directors, but I told them, I really want to explore more in college. And so, got their blessing. So after that, I became sophomore class president. I was on the Royal Court with Miss Southern University, men's fed president that served over the men population on campus. But then I knew I wanted to be the ultimate student voice on campus, right? I had classmates, I had mentors, I had people I looked up to, and they said, man, you really would be a great SGA president. And so I always tell people building up to it, right? You're always campaigning. You're campaigning every day, right? People should see you being SGA president, like right now. If you're a sophomore, they can see the potential, and you don't want to wait until the year of election, right? People are like, oh, I think you could be sophomore class president. Like when people see you, when you put your name on the ballot, they see your flyer you put on Instagram, they'll be like, yeah, he could be SGA president. And being SGA president was a full circle moment. You know, being able to be elected I had over 900 votes. I went against some amazing people. Had 3 other opponents, amazing leaders on campus. But I tell people, the people decide at the end of the day, and people believe in what they want to believe in. You know, it's a democracy. And Southern University at the time needed a leader, not only who's a people's person, but a people's champ, but somebody who most importantly can be an ambassador for the institution. It could be somebody who goes, and when people see that person, they know that's a Southern University leader, because Southern University has produced so many great SGA presidents, Cleo Fields, David Banner, right? A lot of people don't know David Banner was SGA president, right?
I just seen that on a TikTok video.
Yeah, and he was, you know, when you think about these people and they went on to do it, and so many more SGA presidents, right? But those 2 are the most prominent ones. You look at our history, and they was change agents, right? And you have to inspire change, not only for yourself and the campus, but your classmates, because, you know, going to HBCU, you know, HBCUs face so many challenges on a political level, state, federal level, but you have to make sure as a student body, you are representing the institution on a daily basis. And I wanted to make sure my classmates had the best experience. Great homecoming, right? But I tell people, it's not always about the homecoming concert, but making sure your students have a full and a holistic Southern University matriculation experience. And I think I did a great job, me and my team. To this day, we talk about memories that we had, but I think student government, even beyond what you do on campus, is preparing you for the real world, right? Everybody not gonna go in politics or go in student government, but you are learning how to govern people. And I think that's so important in today's time as Black leaders. We have to learn how to govern people, empower people, and lead people in the right direction.
Well, I can honestly say I do remember a specific time that you know, you vouched for us, and you also, you know, you vouched for me, because it was a group chat or something we was all in, and then I was just like, yeah, man, I don't feel like SGA doing enough for us. And then, you know, you hit me up on the side, be like, bro, I promise you, we working so hard for y'all to do the things that y'all want to do. It does not make sense. So if you could a little bit, like, how does like planning events work as an SGA president?
So SGA and Southern University structure a little bit different now, but back then, SGA was the governing organization and the event planning organization, right? So you have your class president that do like the sophomore week, freshman week, junior, senior week, pageants, right? So not only we was delegated to govern, we was delegated to do the student life experience on campus. And so we kind of had, Southern University was one of the only SGAs in HBCU world that the student government does the event planning for student activities and the governing and policy on campus. So on the policy side, you have a Senate, right? So you have the Senate, you have, at the time, you had about 2 or 3 senators per class. And those senators are the ones that oversee the SGA, the budget, the money that we spend, and also policy on campus, right? And we're going to advocate to like different academic departments as well. On the activity side, SGA, we spearheaded homecoming. One of the things everybody used to say, you know, which president gonna have the best homecoming, right? Who gonna have the best homecoming concert? I remember when I had it my time. I hate now you got so much plethora of artists, but back in my time, everybody was like incarcerated, right? My homecoming, I had Yo Gotti, Moneybag, and Avant, right? Because I wanted to have a good mixture of like old school and a new school at the time. And then for Spring Fest, a little bit more artists that popped out to the scenes. I had Summer Walker, Gunna, Kodak Black, who just got out of jail. Really, he was fresh out of jail. I think we was one of his first concerts. But we really wanted to make sure our students had a great experience overall, right? No matter who the artist was. I think when we look back, we will always remember what was our homecoming like and what do we remember about the homecoming. But most importantly, being the SGA president, you know, you want your legacy to be more than just a homecoming concert, right? That's a part of it, but you want to always tell people it's not about how best with your concert, how much policies you pass, but how did you make people feel? Right? Like when you talk to people, when you every day see them in the cafe in Mayberry, how did you make them feel as a leader? Because sometimes you can have somebody do all the good in the world, but if I disrespect you or have a bad attitude, you can remember that bad attitude or that interaction before anything I ever did, right?
They remember the negative, they don't remember the positive.
Correct. And so I tell for being a leader, yes, it's about the work that you do, but you also got to remember, you know, treating people with kindness and respect. And I think I wanted to be the president, not only that did great work on campus, but you the president, I was the president, not only that you believed in, but you could be proud to say that's my SGA president.
For sure. For sure. Like just knowing you generally is like your name carries a great weight to it, but also it's just like, you know, when you bring your name up, if you say something crazy, they can be like, well, we must not be talking about the same person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, at all. Because, you know, you human just like us, but also, you're not out here doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
Correct.
Like, at all. At all.
That's coming from my guy there.
Stop playing.
Friend over 10 years, over a decade now. So
y'all gonna stop playing. All right, I'm gonna stop spinning in the chat real quick. But y'all gonna stop playing.
Come on, man. Don't put it in the chat, man.
Now let's fast forward.
No L chat. No L chat, man.
All right, well, let's fast forward. Let's keep it a little clean.
Yeah.
Since I'm kind of young, kind of old, I don't know the exact thing. Of everything, but could you explain a little bit like what councilman entails on paper?
So a councilman, East Baton Rouge Parish, we are the parish is associated with municipalities, right? So within East Baton Rouge Parish, you have Baker, you have Central Louisiana, Zachary, and now you have the newly formed
Zachary and Central?
St. George. No. So I have Baker. So in my district, I have Baker, Scotlandville, and Alson. But you have 12 council members, right? So these 12 council members are the main metro council that comprises of all the districts. You got 12 districts in Baton Rouge. So some of our districts have like smaller cities like a Baker, Zachary, Central, or St. George. Some districts don't. But for my district, I oversee Scotlandville, Louisiana, Baker, Louisiana, and Alson, Louisiana, which is a smaller neighborhood between the two. But those are three main sections of my district. But Baton Rouge is unique because in those, you have smaller cities that have their own city councils and mayors, but they feed into the bigger metro council. And so our metro council oversees the parish, but the smaller cities have their own city council that worry about their own smaller cut of a city and municipality in a sense, right? And so we oversee the budget of the city, policy, ordinances, laws, just overall maintaining the fiduciary responsibility and finances of the city.
Okay, so this is what's on paper. Tell us what's off paper.
Off paper, you gotta be the person to take all the calls about the potholes, the blighted buildings, the trash in somebody's yard. But most importantly, the council person is the closest person to the ground, right? So you might hear about you got your Congress people, your representatives, your state senators, but the councilman or councilwoman is literally the closest person on the everyday who work with everyday people. Now, every elected official work with everyday people, but the council person is the one that directly impacts the everyday people lives and people in a city, metropolitan city like Baton Rouge. And so I would say the council person is the champion for the people on the ground and making sure your community is clean, your roads are good, you got a good grocery store. So off paper, right? You're the person to the ground. You're the man on the ground that everybody gonna call first. If it's something dealing with something in their day-to-day lives. Yeah.
It sounds like we're not that different because honestly on my day-to-day, well, I do a lot now. I do detailing. We have landscaping now, offering, light mechanic works for just oil change and braking and all that. But just saying that to say it's a lot. Like it's stressful. It's stressful for a lot of people to call you and you may not know the need or you want to help them, but sometimes you may not be able to, But just saying so we can get to, in a sense, this next segment, it's so stressful to be a person that's needed all the time. And when it comes time for needing time for yourself, where do you find it for real?
So, man, that's a great question. I believe in work-life balance. I tell my aides, I have an amazing team of aides and assistants for my team, and I tell them, my weekends, that's my time, right? I tell them about Friday by 12 o'clock, if it's not the mayor, if it's not the congressman, state rep, somebody who really got to get a meeting on paper, 12 o'clock, we cut it off for the weekend, right?
The day's done.
Because you got to have a work-life balance. And I tell people as a young person, young professional, we don't believe in being in our office 9 to 5, 8 to 5 every day, right? Like we want to, we have duality, right? We can put on a suit, we can go on a meeting, right? We can have a podcast, and guess what? We can go to the bar, go somewhere downtown, have a drink, get a libation. So we know balance, right? Like we not like our older generation who just work.
I just work for
50 years straight. You got a good retirement, but you didn't really have no good social life. You couldn't pick up no hobbies, right? And I don't want to wait until I'm 65 years old. If I want to go learn how to play pickleball, I want to go play pickleball now. Not when I'm 65 years old, but it's being able to understand that you gotta remember you signed up for the job.
Yeah,
right.
First.
You gotta remember that.
Remember, this is what you signed up for.
Exactly, but you gotta remember that you're a human. And I tell people you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I tell my team all the time, we gotta recharge. We gotta have days we recharge. We gotta have days we gotta say, you know what, hey guys, sometimes send my team home for the day. If I see how they've been working hard all week, I'm gonna say, hey, Friday you can work from home, right? Because I want to make sure when we pour into other people, like we have enough within ourselves to pour. But once we start feeling we're empty, burnt out, like you gotta have a barrier. You gotta have boundaries. Because mental health is real.
It is.
And burnout is real.
Yeah. So when the day is finally over, the meetings, the calls, the community work, and you finally get to your car, and you put that key in the ignition, what's the first song you want to put on?
Man, oh my goodness. It depends how I'm feeling, man. It depends how I'm feeling for the day. So if I feel like I had a great day, I feel like I kicked the ass in all my meetings. Oh my goodness. I got a good rotation of music. I'm gonna say the artists that I listen to. It's hard to say which song. So I'm a Ride Wave fan. I'm a big hold up. I'm a big X the Plug fan. He put a lot of good music. If I had to say a song, right, now they said the Largest, right? That's one of my most recent songs. If I feel like I kicked ass for the day, I'm gonna put on that big X the Plug and the Largest. That's my song there, man. But I used to be a Kanye fan, right? And so look. On camera, I would say this.
I thought that was your boy.
He had spiraled out of control. But I tell people, can you separate the music from the artist?
Yeah, for sure.
Some cases you can, but some people they just got to take their lick with them. But before Kanye started spiraling out of control, I was a big Kanye fan, right? I love his music. I think his music is a good mixture of brass, bravado, confidence, so much more. So, Ye fan, Ride Wave fan, Big X the Plug fan. Starting to open my horizon to new music, like new artists coming out, like Leon Thomas. Who else? Somebody that's coming out that's brand new. There's a lot of good other people. It's a good mixture, right? I can't really say, but really a young boy fan too. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone violence on his music.
I mean, we all listening to it.
Right.
It's just we don't. Yeah.
You're a hometown boy, so but he got music that we resonate with. That speaks to us sometimes, right? So, but for me as a council person, I tell people, if people have the argument, can music influence the mind? I think it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
I think it's 50-50.
It is 50-50, because I mean, when YoungBoy first came out, I didn't really too much know who he is, and I was like, I'm not into the whole violence movement. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But then there was a song he made called I Know, and it hit home. It was just like, I'm listening to it. I'm listening to the slow build up. I'm hearing the story, and I was like, this is him. This is YoungBoy. This is what is really going on.
Yeah.
So he just pretty much speaking from, a spot of pain, just getting it off like we all do in our different way.
Yeah, but I think a mixture. I try to keep a good mixture of music. So many new artists and music come out on a daily basis, but just really music that can really speak to the mood that I'm in, right? But those some good artists that's out there, and I tell people, music does help you with your day sometimes, but also gospel music. I tell people when I go to the gym in the morning, I try to turn on gospel music and start the day, because what you listen to and start your day off can set the tone for your day. So you got to be very mindful. So I try to put on gospel music on the way to the gym in the morning time to kind of uplift the mood and spirit before the day.
Then you put on the Largest when you're leaving out.
That's right. I didn't hit the weights.
Motivation to keep it going.
Leg day, arm day. Now I can go start my day. I got Jesus in my spirit, and it's time for me to go start my day off. But
what would you say would be like a top three songs right now in rotation?
Like current songs?
Yeah, I know you say the Largest, but that's after a meeting. So
the Largest, what's another song that's out? R&B, I'm liking to Leon Thomas, so he got a new song called Yes It Is. It's a good smooth R&B song. It gets that old school R&B song and sound. Man. Can I go on my phone right quick? I can? All right. So I'm gonna go on my phone. Let's see.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go on my phone. Come on, music. Come on. So I would say my top 3 songs I'll listen to through the week is Largest, Yes It Is, old school song Good Life by Kanye. And sometimes my favorite album, if I had to talk about my favorite album, I would say Graduation by Kanye West. I think that's one of the best albums of all time. When I tell you Any Mood, Any Day, when I won my campaign, his song called Champion, right? He sampled a song that talks about when you walk into a room, you know, everybody's calling you the champion, right? And so Kanye did a real good job really inserting like soul into his music, right? And that really gravitated me to a lot of his music because not only he used soul, but he really spoke it to a bravado, right? He's speaking to your confidence that you could back up as well.
I ain't gonna lie. I've slowly been getting into to Kanye. I think the first one that I really accepted songs was Late. I forgot the album and all that. But
Late Registration.
Yeah. That was that, and then he just dropped Donda 2, but to me it looked like it's a whole lot of old songs. But that True Love, what he did with X,
True Love.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I just been having that song and.
I mean, that man a genius. I'd say if you put all his crazy rants
but
to the
that's
side,
the thing. Like it's separated.
It's hard, bro.
It's hard.
He's inspired out.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big Drake fan. I like the music.
Yeah.
I don't like what he doing.
So let me ask you, Drake or Kendrick?
Kendrick. And the reason why I say Kendrick is because one of my favorite songs by him is called Mortal Man. And he just pretty much talking about when stuff hit the fan, are you still a fan? Like, pretty much, like, you had to really go listen to it. And then he got a segment towards the end where he talks to Tupac with a lit interview. And it sounded pretty good. But the thing that, like, really brought it home for me was a poem he had put at the end. How to Pimp a Butterfly. You ever heard it? Yeah. I love it.
I think Kendrick has roles. I think the beef took Kendrick to a whole other stratosphere, right?
Well, I mean, he was already different. Like, the music is different. The messaging is different, and he knows how to get to you no matter what, whether it's LA style or just modern day, however they call it. I forgot the word.
Right.
But he know how to get to you.
Yeah. And when I tell people, I can remember the exact place where They Not Like Us dropped. I could not believe what I was hearing. People said Kendrick could not drop a radio hit song. He too of a hyper-focused, woke artist. When that They Not Like Us dropped, I said, yep, he won. I don't think nothing could top that. I know they had a couple songs after that, but They Not Like Us would probably be our generation's most top diss song, like, of our generation. I think we're going to look back, our kids going to hear They Not Like Us. Like, let me tell you something. When that song dropped, the world exploded. Like, that man called
Minimum a month.
He called that man a pedo. I'll put that on camera. He called that man a pedo. And he made it to a song you literally want to bust up, you want to stand up and crip walk. I don't even know how to crip walk, but I want to learn how to crip walk. And the production of the song is so cold because it's just like A minor. Like, bro, who thinks about that? Like, bro, what?
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. With all his music, he actually thinks. Like, the song Reincarnated, like, I love that.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's like, he just pretty much, had that conversation with God. Like, I've done all this stuff. I put 100 black folks on one stage. What else do I got to do? And just like, you got to show me more because are you doing this for yourself or are you doing this for a selfish reason?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but Kendrick is definitely in my top five. Top five.
Top five. So, top five. Could you name the top five?
My top five favorite artists?
Top five favorite artists.
Before he spiraled out of control, Kanye. Kanye, Jay-Z, Kendrick. I want to put Drake up there so bad, right? I just can't. Drake top 10. Drake top 10.
Drake in my top 5. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just never been a Drake. Like, I like his music. I'm just not a Drake fan. Like, I'm not a Drake groupie, right? Ye, Jay, Kendrick, Wayne, Lil Wayne. Let me see if I can put that 5.
We from Louisiana. We got to put Wayne in there. Like,
yeah, I gotta put Wayne in there.
I don't know about that last song, but
yeah, I ain't gonna speak about that last song. Turn that off. Let me tell you my top 10. I'm gonna tell you my top 10. That may be easy. So Drake in there. Drake, Ye, Jay-Z, Kendrick, Rick Ross. Ross got some. Not now, but he had some bangers. Who else I could put in there? Old school rapper. Jeezy. Let me see who else I could put in there. Cole. I need 2 more I can think about. I don't know. I can't think. But those my kind of top ones I can vouch for sure.
I don't even know who is my number one right now. I say Kendrick my number one right now because he's been motivating me to get through a whole lot of stuff in different ways. Mm-hmm. Kendrick, Future, Drake, local artists right now, soon to be phenom Joe Scott out of Baker, Louisiana.
Okay, yeah, Joe Cole.
My dog Fredo Banger.
Fredo Cole too.
Jermaine Cole. Jermaine, I ain't gonna lie. Jermaine has helped me through some different times, bro.
Yeah. I ain't like he moved in that beef though. I ain't like how he moved.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't like that. Cause they was like, well, you talk all this high mighty, what you gonna do and all that.
Well, but I'll be the devil's advocate.
Scream.
He probably heard what was coming down that pipeline. Mm-hmm. He probably heard what Kendrick had coming, and if I was him, I would have got out the way too.
Yeah.
In hindsight, at first, everybody called me scared.
I said, talking about the big three. I'm like,
said,
okay, cool.
Somebody must tipped him and his camp off and said, Kendrick got some stuff coming. You don't want to be in the crossfire of that. And God help us. He would have put Cole and They Not Like Us. It would have been it would have messed his career up.
Yeah, for real.
You don't want to be.
It kind of did then because didn't he drop? Because I didn't even get to hear it because I don't listen to music when it first dropped. I let it just kind of build up and I catch up. But they said he dropped like a 10-minute song that ended up taking it off like the next day or so.
He felt like he fed into the foolishness, right?
Yeah.
You got to think about every fight not your fight.
Yeah,
it's not your fight every fight. Why would you get in the middle of that? Because at the end of the day, even Kendrick even called Drake out for messing over Cole. So sometimes you got to look at things for plain view, but like, you know what, this is not my fight. Let me stay out.
Yeah, but that's what I say. Like we said, separate the music from the person because if that's the case, well, ain't no that's the case. What it is Drake has done that to a lot of people because there's like a little young guy he had coming up called Four Bats. Great music, great artist, had a different perception.
Right. I remember that song.
But it's just, I don't know what's going on in the music world. But after they go mess with Drake, that's it.
They disappear. Yeah. So, but yeah, bro. Yeah, we got a very interesting music landscape. We got a lot of good people, upcoming artists that's trying to break into the scene, and so it's exciting. I think now I think everybody's trying to find their way. Yeah. I think it's a new generation's coming up. But
I love that they're actually trying to make real music, not everybody trying to be the next young boy come from out of Baton Rouge.
Well, I think a lot of people still stuck in that TikTok music era. Everybody trying to just have that quick 30-second song to put on TikTok for it to go viral. I mean, TikTok is the biggest social media base. So of course, if you want your song to go viral, you need to catch a song that sound TikTokish. Somebody can make a sound on TikTok. So, but yeah.
All right, now we know the playlist. Let's have a little fun. Okay. Would you rather? I got 10 would you rather questions, all fun, all clean, but I need some honest answers.
Okay.
Would you rather have unlimited text or unlimited phone calls?
Unlimited text.
Unlimited text? Why unlimited text?
Take that back. Unlimited phone call because everything don't need to be put in text. Something you need to talk over the phone.
Yeah.
Limited phone call.
I'm definitely old school. Phone.
Yeah. Phone call. Yeah.
And then that way too, when we traveling, we ain't got to worry about them international calls.
That's right. That's right.
Would you rather to be stuck in traffic with no music or no AC?
Oh, no music.
That's Louisiana.
Too hot for that no AC, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got a newer model truck. I got a 2020.
Yeah.
And I called myself for like the first 2 weeks of June. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just riding around to get that energy back how I used to feel, when you didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I cut that on so fast.
I know you did.
Man, I cut that on so fast. Man, the temperature read like 102 degrees. I was like, yeah, you're not doing that today, bro.
I'd rather air, and I'm talking the phone for a car ride. I just get so many calls in a day. I'll literally end up not drive somewhere and listen to one song because I got about 2 phone calls I gotta take. Yeah. So I need to have AC in the car. Yeah. I can't pull up somewhere drenched.
Oh no, for sure. In your position, nah. They be like, Councilman, what you got going on?
Exactly, bro. I just cannot drive my window down. I can't.
Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Only be able to whisper.
You gotta be strong for that one.
Only be able to whisper. Let me tell you why. Everybody who loud ain't always heard. When you whisper, you're gonna take time to listen to me to see what I'm saying.
Yeah. I knew a guy in high school. He had a condition. When he came, got brought into this world, and then when the baby has to get turned over to get the mucus and stuff out the lungs. Well, things didn't go right. But when he was talking, anytime that he talked, like you sit there and listen because I don't know what it was. It's just besides out of respect thing, but it felt a little deeper than that. It's just since you talking, like you literally have to concentrate on what you're saying. And I was like, dude, powerful. All right. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck.
I ain't gonna lie. That's I'm thinking like that's an ostrich. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to fight an ostrich.
I wouldn't want to fight.
Ostrich built duck.
I wouldn't want to fight 100 horses either. Gotta think about them things fast. Especially them small ones, baby horse. Think about 100 baby horses trying to come charge at you. You can knock out one ostrich. But them baby horses come knock your kneecaps out.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm thinking about it. Baby horses are bad, bro. Yeah. Like I kind of came up on the country lifestyle. Yeah,
they're sturdy, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
And they still in that biting phase.
Hey, yeah. You can take down one ostrich. That's one animal. You just take it down.
Yeah, I ain't messing with that. Would you rather have to wear dress shoes or flip flops, no matter the event?
Dress shoes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it would have been crazy. You give them the whole speech, then you walk from behind the podium, they be like, yeah, I can't take dudes serious no more. Would you rather always speak in rhymes or always sing instead of speak?
Speaking rhymes. Speaking rhymes.
Oh, so you want to talk like the old heads?
Yeah.
I got something to do today, but what I'm doing ain't too specific, so when I go around there, they already know what to do. What?
But some would be so catchy though. And you be like, I'm gonna steal that. But I can't. Somebody singing all day now. You gotta stop something.
Yeah, I know. Constantly speaking in rhyme and riddle.
I know us being in the band, we always gonna have some type of harmony when we talk. But nah,
yeah.
I gotta.
Gotta have something going with it. Would you rather fight one gorilla or help the other 99?
That is probably the most. If we had to have the most taboo social media time, that would should take the cake this year. Unless we go to war some tomorrow. Oh,
dude said 100 men versus gorilla. Right.
I have said. Let me tell you a funny story about that. I went to a seminar. We went to the Breck Zoo, and I asked one of the zoo attendants. I said, "What do you think about this scenario?" He was like, "That gorilla will terrorize."
The first 20 got to be soldiers.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Without any weapons, without nothing, that's a death mission.
For real.
Now, be as it may, if you go down with a strategy, you might can pull it off. But even with a strategy, some gotta be just accept the fact they're going to die.
Yeah.
You go fight
You're
that
not
gorilla.
coming back the same.
That gorilla is going to take at most, depending on how crazy, at least 30 gonna have to take that lick and plan a funeral. But I don't know, man. I don't know. If we don't got a strategy, we can take that gorilla down. I ain't going, bro. I ain't going, man.
It can't be the sacrificial lamb.
No. If it was a free fall, we could bring any type of technology and weapons by all means. We will take that.
We just need one person. Hit the button.
We would take that gorilla down, but nah, bro. That sounds like some social media streaming death mission that somebody set up, and I hope they never do that. Please, if you're thinking about setting up 100 men versus gorilla, you will not see the gates. Bro, don't do that.
I seen the simulation video of that. It still didn't end good.
It still didn't end good.
The gorilla still won. And they changed it from certain guys with certain weapons.
Man, you gotta have 50 Brock Lesnar's or 50 Kimbo Slices together to take down that gorilla. You just can't have 100 men you just pull out the streets, no.
Nah, you can't get 100.
It has to be a coordinated. It has to be a coordinated attack.
I would love to have 100 Marines and SEALs that are fresh off deployment to go handle that. Then we have a good fight.
Some would die.
Oh, for sure.
No matter how much you.
But it's gonna be a good hand-to-hand combat.
Oh yeah. But people gotta remember, the gorilla like 8 foot tall. 8 feet tall. That I mean, you
ain't
gotta be
gonna lie, that's
realistic.
intimidating.
It's not a human. They're not human inside. It's a pretty big animal. It's a pretty big animal, and,
That's
and
a
they
lot
can
of
move.
muscle.
And they can move.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
they can move. But I would say to that question, I would kindly pray for them and stay out of it.
All right, bro. I threw you a few curveballs here and there, but you held it down. But as good things always are, good things must come to a close.
Absolutely.
Councilman Kenny,
My
thank
friend.
you, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Hey, wait, ain't this the hand you dapped up with Obama?
Yeah.
I'm proud, bro. I swear to God. Ah, my boy met Obama. I just thought about that.
Shout out to Elevated Talks, man. My Joe, my guy, have been doing amazing things in the community, man. Support their podcast, support the work that they're doing. They're always welcome in District 2, Scotlandville, and Baker, man. So I'm looking forward to working with y'all, man. But continue doing some great work in the community.
This has been another episode of Elevated Talks here with Anthony Kenny, Jr., not senior, Junior, Councilman.
Cause through it all, I'm blessed. Through it all, even when it all fall down, I'm blessed. Even through the thick and thin, handcuffs on behind them four walls, I'm blessed. Everybody love you when you're on top, but the day you fall, they left. If it ain't happened yet, just prepare yourself and say your heart that.
I'm so glad to see how far you came in life. And now since you're gonna become one of the bosses, it's nice to see that someone's following in my footsteps. You could carry on the name and the tradition, but remember one thing, it's respect. Never cross the line, and you'll always earn a lot of cash money. Cash money.